Hello, how are you? I'm Julia, and for this video, I'm going to be doing reviews on the Beautiful Bastard series by Christina Lauren. These have literally been sitting on my desk or my dresser for so long that it's dusty. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It has been a very long time since I've read these, and I will explain as I go on, but well, I guess I can just explain it now, is that I read the second to last, full novel, and I hated the girl, so it took me over a year to read the last book. The first book is Beautiful Bastard, and that follows, Bennett and Chloe. And Bennett is Chloe's boss, and they one day sleep together, and then they just continue sleeping together, and I think they just have sex in every chapter, except for maybe one or two. This wasn't great, and that's all that I can really say about it. There's a couple of cute moments, but, that's basically it. There's not much else to say about it. I think this is like a enemies to lovers, if you could consider it that. Enemies to lovers, work romance, smut. So, I mean, if you want to finish something really fast in a day, this would be your book, because I flew through this like it was nothing. So that was a plus. But that's really all that I can say about this. I don't think there's really, anything to say about Chloe or Bennett. They're kind of just, characters. And she calls him BB for Beautiful Bastard, and I thought that was super annoying, and I didn't like it. But I think that one 2.5 wasn't my fave. Next is Beautiful Bitch, which is their novella, and I believe this is them getting married. Oh no. They go to France, and they spend a couple of days together because their lives have been going kind of crazy. I don't remember anything about this. I think this one was cute, though, because, I gave it 4 stars. So, I guess I said that they were more mature and stable in this book, which is probably because they're a little more grown up, they're more solidified in their relationship. But I guess I enjoyed this. We get flashbacks of them in between the end of Beautiful Bastard and this, and then we also get them at the French villa, and I think he proposes at the end. But I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be very good on what I know about this and me talking about it, because it's been a minute. So the next one is Beautiful Stranger, which follows Sarah and Max. Max is Bennett's friend, and I think they work together, but I'm not positive. I cannot remember, but I don't think it really matters. This is all interconnected. All of the series is interconnected, but you can read them as standalones, except for maybe the novellas. But this follows Max and Sarah. This is also a lot of smut, not much plot. I also liked that it wasn't insta-love. They kind of just friends with benefits type of thing. She is trying to get away from her ex, who cheated on her, and he just likes having sex with random women. So they kind of start a friends with benefits thing. And I thought this one was okay. I gave it 3 stars. I think this one has more plot than Beautiful Bastard, but it still kind of has the same vibes. So I also finished this one pretty quickly. This is Beautiful Bombshell, which follows Chloe and Bennett's wedding, or their weekend before their wedding. So bachelorette and the bachelor party, and basically Bennett and Max are trying to sneak away to see their fiancés, and Will, who is Max's best friend, is come on guys, let's go party, and they're I'd rather much be with my wife. I thought this one was kind of funny. I thought it was a little overdramatic because of what happens with the wedding dresses and stuff, but I thought this was good. Other than that, I gave it 3.5 stars. So my aunt called, so that last one was a little rushed, but the next one is Beautiful Player, and this one is probably my favorite out of all of them. It follows Hannah and Will, Hannah is Max's sister, I believe. I'm pretty positive. And Will is Max's childhood best friend. Or no. I can't remember. His best friend, that's what it is. He is not related to Max in any way. So, Hannah is Will's best friend's sister. So, he lives in New York, and she goes to New York to go to school, and her brother is, like, worried about her. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. I don't really care. Or actually, it does matter. Yeah. Okay, so Jensen, her brother is Jensen, and he is worried about her because she's kind of just, I also don't know what happened. The sun moved. I know that happens, and I just don't know why it's all of a sudden, this never happens in my room. I don't know why it's all of a sudden happening. Jensen calls Will, and he's like, hey, I'm really worried about Hannah. She's not really getting out there. I think that she needs, like, a push to stop being so introverted. And Will was like, okay. He's kind of skeptical about it, but they start running together, and they start, like, talking more, and then it leads into more, and it's a secret, and they go home, and I loved this one. And I think I love this one so much because this is the one that kind of falls into this, there's more plot than there is sex. There is smut in it, but this one really, I think, was just so much better than the first ones. And I think there's more character development. I think that there's more, they're not as so much like one-dimensional characters. And I think definitely that the characters grow throughout their novellas as well, within, like, the first two books, especially Chloe and Bennett, because the two novellas are mostly about them. But I really love this one. Hannah is going to be I think she's, like, a scientist, and Will already has his business kind of going. He's already at, like, the top of his business, so he's kind of just there, and he's kind of just, like, kind of going on in life and not really doing anything different, or, like, kind of trying to find a girlfriend or anything, and she kind of comes in, like, unexpectedly. But yeah, I really like this one. I think this one is my favorite. Most definitely this one is my favorite. Brother's Best Friend, Secret. Yeah, this one, I like this one. I gave it 5 stars. Next is Beautiful Beginning. It also got dark. What the heck? Next is Beautiful Beginning, and this follows Max. Oh no. Oh shit, is this? This is the wedding. So, okay, so Beautiful Bombshell is their Vegas weekend before the wedding. This is the wedding. I thought this was something else, but it's not. This is their wedding, and I am just going to repeat the same things that I said. Basically, I thought this was good. It was a little, like, overdramatic, like the wedding dress falling out of the back of the car, and it having, like, a tire mark going down the front of it. Some of the bridesmaid dresses, I honestly would be pissed. Personally, I wouldn't think that was funny if I spent all of this money and all of this time planning a wedding for my fiance and his friends to not get my things there in perfect condition. I would be upset. I understand, like, you have to find the good in things, but I would probably cry for a second, and then be like, okay, we're still getting married, it's just a dress. But I would be dramatic about it for a second. Yeah, I even said it in my review. I was like, I don't think it's necessary that everything has to go wrong when they get married. Like, but I do like that they are writing novellas as they go back, as they, like, have big events happen in their lives. So I think that is fun to, like, revisit these characters as things progress in their life. But yeah, this one was fine. I think the novellas are just kind of like fun stories to read. Like there's nothing like extravagant about them, but they're fun. And a good like, this is what's happening. Like, this is what you missed, or next week on. Next is Beautiful Beloved, which I think this one, I have to find it because, okay, so in this one, I think this, I can't remember, but this is Beautiful Beloved by, it's another novella, and this one follows Max and Stella. I cannot remember for the life of me if she starts this book pregnant, or if we already know from Beautiful Beginning that she's pregnant, and then she has the baby, because I say in my review, like, they're navigating having a baby as well as getting back to their relationship. I don't remember anything about this one, but I gave it 3.5 stars. I really liked Max and Stella, again, as, like, the characters grow through the novellas. I think they definitely get more character development, more dimensional. Like, they're not these, like, one-dimensional characters that are just constantly having sex with their partners, which I think is nice, and you can definitely tell also the Christina Lauren growing and writing, and like the difference between book 1 and like novella 3.5. Like, so yeah, I thought that one, I can't remember. But we also learn about Niall, who in that book is his own book, which is Beautiful Secret. I don't remember what he does. I think this is the one where it's Max's partner. Yeah, I didn't like this one. And my review is long. So I finished this in November of 2021. I didn't realize it was that long ago. And I don't even remember what this is about. I just remember not being able to stand Ruby, who is, he goes over to England. Niall does. Oh no, he's English. Ruby comes from England to New York City. She is like going there for like an internship or something, or extended business trip. I cannot remember anything about this book. I just left it I made it leave my brain. Yeah, so Niall is recently divorced. He's living in, oh, she's from California. I'm so confused. She's from California. She goes to New York for a business trip and decide, like, it's extended. Like, it's a long business trip. She's working with Niall, like, kind of up close. They're learning things together. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing their jobs. I don't remember. But I did not like Ruby. So this is my review. I'm just gonna read it. Ruby was annoying. I wish I could say she grew on me, but she didn't. She had this crush on Niall, and it kind of turned into an obsession and then a relationship, and I didn't like it. Felt like she put him on a pedestal, and when he fucked up, she couldn't really get past it. I do think she was very patient with him throughout the book until he needed it most. I actually really enjoyed Niall and his point of view. I think he's a good character. I liked the way he was trying to figure his stuff out and was actually communicating with Ruby. I wish he would have been a little more communicative with her, but considering the relationship he just left, it was understandable. Their relation just seemed to drag on, though. Like, I was 0% interested in anything they did as a couple. I was like, where are Max and Will and Bennett and Chloe and Sarah and Hannah? I wanted that dynamic back, and we didn't get it, which is frustrating. We literally only got their relationship and nothing else except the end. And F. Tony, that dude got zero fucking consequence for being a straight up asshole, and it made me mad. I understand both sides at the end, but I hate the whole I need to see the ex to understand my feelings for my possible current love interest trope. I do hate that. I think that's dumb. I said it needs to die, but it was also very predictable with Portia, that Portia was going to cause a problem at some point. Anyway, I don't know if I'm just annoyed that we aren't following the other characters in this group, or I think this series is too long, but I despised this. That was kind of harsh. But that is how I felt after I read that. I really did not like this, and I think Ruby really ruined it. She felt like now that I'm remembering things, I feel like she was trying to be, like, quirky and, like, cute and, like, oh, I'm different, but, like, you weren't. You were annoying, and I did not like her, and I think Niall deserves better. So yeah. Next is Beautiful Boss. So this one was Will and Hannah. I actually liked this one. They are my favorite couple of this entire series. This follows them kind of like figuring out what they're going to do after she graduates from grad school. So she starts getting a ton of job offers. Are they going to stay in New York? Are they going to move? Are they going to start a family? And when? And all this stuff. So a lot of questions. And it was really good. I really liked this one. So it was just like a nice little glimpse into their future and what they will be doing. And I liked it a lot. I really don't think there's much to say about the novellas. I wish that there was, but they're novellas and they're short and sweet. And yeah. So, the last one is Beautiful. And let's talk about it, because this took me forever. I don't know. I finished it. I think I started it in November of 2022, so it had been a year since I had read Beautiful Secret, and I started this in November, and I didn't really read. It took me forever, and then I just finished it in January of this year. There was nothing wrong with it. I don't know why it took me so long, but I genuinely think it was because it follows Ruby's best friend, and I thought she was just going to be just as annoying, or Ruby was going to be in it a lot more than she was. Or Ruby was not in this. Thank God. But this follows Jensen, who is Hannah's brother and Will's best friend. And he is recently divorced. He had like a high school sweetheart that he married. They were together for like 8 or 10 years, and then they find out that they just kind of like are not meant to be married. And he's kind of heartbroken about it. He goes back home, and Hannah kind of convinces him to come on this trip. They're going on a wine tour trip with the other couples. I think there's one couple that doesn't go, and I think I don't know. I can't remember who it is. I think it might be Max and Stella because she's pregnant, but I could be wrong. She already had those children. I don't know. It's Chloe and Sarah that are there, so Pippa's not there. That's who it is. So Pippa doesn't go, and I think it's because they're in the UK. But, so it's kind of forced proximity. They start, like, it's kind of funny how it starts, because they're kind of like, oh, like, he's kind of annoyed that his sister kind of is, like, setting him up, and she's kind of like, let's just make the best of it, like, why not? So they start sleeping together, and then one day while they are on this tour, they are about to go on a hike, and his ex is there with her new husband, and he's like, oh, this is Ruby, my fiance, or something. So while they're there on this tour, they're in this town for like 2 or 3 days, they have to like kind of keep up this gig of her not finding out that they are not engaged. And I really liked this. I thought this one was good. I gave it 3.5. It just took me forever to read, and I genuinely think it was because of Pippa, because I didn't like her, and it was her best friend. So yeah, I said I enjoyed it, and I actually loved the first half, so I loved the first half of them like being kind of like stuck together, the forced proximity. I love that. And then the second half, I just felt like it was stupid because they're separated, so they kind of had to like, what's gonna happen? And she's there, and she's like kind of like being like, I do want to do this, and he's like, I basically hurt from his past, and understandable, but like I also felt like she was very communicative with him about how she was feeling, and then she kind of pulled herself back because of him being kind of closed off. So I get it, but I also didn't like the second half because it wasn't, I felt like they were adult enough to not be acting like teenagers. So yeah, they were just basically separated for the second half of the book until like, so first half they're on this wine tour, blah blah blah, and then second half the wine tour ends and they're all going home, and she's like, I don't really want to go home, like I'm staying with my grandpa, like we can still like keep this up, and he's like, and I just thought it was dumb. So first half fantastic, second half it was okay. Was this good? I have no idea. I hope it was. I'm probably gonna watch it and hate it, but I'm gonna put it up anyway because that took me forever to even film because it's now April 30th. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you've read these, let me know in the comments and we can talk about it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. And also all of my social medias will be linked down below. If you would follow those, I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye.